This is OU Nightly. Get ready for spring storms. We'll tell you when they arrive and what the eyewitness saw the night Oklahoma City police opened fire on a 15-year-old. Plus, even after you get the COVID shot, find out what you will still have to do. This is OU Nightly. Stitt announced that President Joe Biden has approved his request for federal funding for Oklahomans after this month's historic winter storms. Recent racist situation that involved the Norman High School girls basketball team, OU and MMJ students said they're disappointed but not surprised. Although Oklahoma never had a statewide mask mandate, Stitt plans on rolling back on restrictions regarding public gatherings and requiring masks in state buildings. Stitt says he will issue an executive order tomorrow that will allow for Oklahomans to, in his words, get their summer back. While vaccines are continuing to be administered, we are still seeing new COVID cases in Oklahoma. There are over 11,000 cases active in the state, with almost 560 of those cases being reported today. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Graduation gear up taking place on campus this week. Students can register to pick up their caps and gowns, class rings, and more in the student union through tomorrow. You can see behind me there is a protest going on. Now, people here tonight are anti-President Trump. I gotta say, it's a very anxious atmosphere we have going on after last night President Trump held a press conference where he stated he was guaranteed to win. People are leaving Black Lives Matter Plaza, but just because people are leaving, that does not eliminate tension. If anything, tensions here are rising, and we can expect that all night as the election continues.
Kayla, we learned last night that President Trump has tested positive for COVID-19. We've just received breaking news that Marine One is on the way to fly the president to Walter Reed Hospital.
3 million Texans lost power 2 weeks ago when the winter storm tragically struck. Now, the Lone Star State is suing a power company for price gouging their customers. March is Women's History Month, and the Women's Resource Center of Norman is taking this month to encourage and empower women to reach out for help if they need it. And guys, if you're anything like me and have ever sent a tweet before proofreading it, you're in luck. Twitter is working on giving users a window of time to retract or correct a tweet before it's officially posted. State results have started to come out, so have people. We're going to show you a live look now at what Black Lives Matter Plaza is looking like tonight. I'm here live in Washington, D.C. at Black Lives Matter Plaza, where thousands have gathered to celebrate Joe Biden being elected as the 46th president of the United States. A big bang took place in the middle of a quiet town. A World War II bomb was discovered in Exeter, England late last week. The device, determined to be a 2,000-pound German air bomb, was unexploded, so authorities decided to detonate it. The Sooner Robotics team has been around for years, building robots and entering competitions. But this year they're putting their skills to the test to try to build a new type of robot.
After almost a year of planning and building, it's almost ready. The Sooner competitive robotics team is building their most difficult robot to date.
This one is a lot bigger. So usually I do 3D printing and stuff for the other robots, and then this one, a lot bigger batteries, a lot bigger motor, so bigger frame, and we actually have to build from metal rather than plastic.
The team is preparing for their hardest competition yet, the Intelligent Ground Vehicle International Competition. This will be the first competition the team has entered, while they will need to rely on the robot to navigate the course by itself, instead of being controlled by an outside source.
Fully autonomous competition, so it's really hard. We have to do a lot of software to make it be able to use a camera and lots of other sensors to detect lanes and obstacles, and use GPS coordinates to navigate, and just do all sorts of stuff.
The team originally planned to compete in the international competition last year, but due to COVID-19 had to cancel. But instead of being upset, the robotics squad used the setback to their advantage.
Our competition was canceled last spring due to COVID, so it's sort of given us an extra year to work on the same project. We've built a new robot this year, but we're using a lot of the same software as last year.
The Sooners believe that this extra time and effort will help them be even more successful when it becomes time for the robot to compete.
The competition doesn't take place till June, but the Sooners are ready to show off their robot and will do everything they can to make sure it's perfect until then. Back to you at the desk.
Overworked and underpaid, this is the life of a teacher working the front lines of a global pandemic.
So sad. I mean, literally the first couple of weeks we had 3 teachers quit. We had 2 go on extended mental health absences leave because they just couldn't take it.
Elizabeth Scott teaches English at Edmond North High School and says that the risks they are taking to continue to teach isn't worth their lives.
A lot of teachers just feel like we're being treated as expendable, like our health doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we have pre-existing conditions. It doesn't matter, like they want babysitters.
Earlier last week, Representative Kendra Horn introduced the Educators Are Heroes Act, which would give teachers working the front lines a 25% bonus.
But especially as school starts back and we see the cases continue to rise, we need to recognize and value the work that our educators are doing.
Horn's Educators Are Heroes Act is struggling to pass right now, but teachers like Scott believe that it should.
It just feels like we're not being supported by anybody, and like we're also working harder than we've ever worked before.
Still overworked, but hopefully not underpaid for long, teachers are working the front lines every day and hope to receive some kind of support from their government for their efforts. Emma Sears, Gaylord News, Washington.